Molt benvinguts i benvingudes, amics i amigues, amb una nova edició d'aquest el vostre espai. Això és el Club del Country, amb Rafel Corbí. Comencem la nostra edició d'aquest espai número 1687, avui amb àlbums de 2019 que no havíem escoltat, com sempre, com cada any ens queden un munt d'àlbums per escoltar dels que es publiquen. Per tant, un parell de cançons de diferents àlbums que escoltarem i a la part central del nostre programa els records del western, amb Donna Edwards, Sons of the San Joaquin i Weddy Mitchell. Però abans, comencem des del 2019 amb l'àlbum As I Gonna Ramblin Go Round, de Nicholas Edward Williams. Això es diu Happy Life.
It takes a lifetime to figure out the means and keep your love wild and alive, so it seems. There's a few golden rules the gods bestowed upon us, engraved in the part of your brain where feelings come from. What's mine is yours, what's yours is yours. But friends will tell you if I happy life, don't forget it. You regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. Now if you can't take the time for your lover's needs, then you're sleeping on the couch tonight, Lord, you're counting sheep. But there's a handbook you can reference to. Every man knows it, he just forgets what to do. There's a few golden rules the gods bestowed upon us. It's engraved in the part of your brain where feelings come from. What's mine is yours, what's yours is yours. Good friends will tell you you've only got one chore. And if you have a happy wife, you've got a happy life. Don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. Just don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. Now don't forget it.
Un d'aquests personatges qualificats entremig del folk, del country, de la música d'arrel i la música de tots els temps, un storyteller, que en solen dir als Estats Units i en anglès, un explicador d'històries, com un trobador, bàsicament, que durant molts anys, entre el 2007 i el 2018, va estar interpretant la seva música com a weatherman. Durant molts anys ens va portar excel·lents cançons amb 8 treballs discogràfics als Estats Units, al Regne Unit i també a l'Europa Occidental, i obrint per aclamats artistes com Tom Hall o Wood Brothers. A mitjans del 2017 va decidir fer un break, després de pràcticament 6 anys sense cap pausa prou llarga. Va decidir anar-se'n, deixar-ho tot, cancel·lar 2 mesos de la seva gira i anar-se'n a Amèrica Central per estar-hi allà 7 mesos. De resultes, aquest àlbum de l'abril de 2019, que s'anomena així, As I Go Rambling Around, amb cançons com aquest, que ha estat el senzill de presentació del disc, aquest Happy Life, o, per exemple, de Nicholas Edward Williams, aquest Mississippi John.
Mississippi John, songs still playing even when you're good and gone. The front porch picking under that southern sun. Let it roll, mama, feeling fine and young. Them blues never pulled a tea out of me. Appalachia with the Delta feel. make a woodman sing like a salty dog in heat. Now Mississippi John, the song's still playing even when you're good and gone. Front porch picking under that southern sun. Let it roll, mama, feeling fine and young. Down the pallet on your floor. Boogie woogie came, baby, long before rock and roll. And that boy John Henry, the hard-working soul, a hammer in hand when he died and passed on. Now Mississippi John, song's still playing even when you're good and gone. Front porch picking under that southern sun. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young.
Primer d'aquests àlbums de 2019 que recordem, i no serà l'últim perquè en tenim més. L'1 de juny de 2019 es publicava el disc anomenat All Along the Way amb Sleepy Guitar Johnson al costat de Joy Bonner. Una meravella musical que escoltarem també amb un parell de cançons amb el nostre espai. Diuen que és com si amb un sol disc sonissin Muddy Waters, Dolly Parton o Aretha Franklin, trobant-se, per si cas, a darrere seu amb els Rolling Stones. Això és una de les crítiques que es havien trobat. Anem a saber si és veritat. Living life like a part of the human race.
And grace and heart, living life like part of the human race. You may not win your fight, but you still gotta do what's right. Living life like part of the human race. Everybody's got their grief. Everybody's got their beliefs. So just don't tell me how to live. It just means you don't know how to give. Whoa, you
d'aquelles artistes, ella, la cantant, que ens apareix tant com a serveis de disjockey, com a artista en solitari, com a duo, com a casaments, com a festes privades o per al que convingui, quan és a l'hora de cantar, i es diu Joy Bonner, un descobriment de Sleepy Guitar Johnson, d'aquest personatge que en el dia d'avui ens acompanya en la seva música. El seu nom real és el de Dennis Jagger, i aquest àlbum que avui estem repassant, recomanant, escoltant, és un disc, és una antologia de les seves cançons, de les seves peces, All Along the Way, amb Sleepy Guitar Johnson, que ens acompanyava amb la seva música. I després d'aquesta peça que acabem d'escoltar, d'aquest personatge que trobaríem en qualsevol lloc, en qualsevol bar dels Estats Units o del Canadà, interpretant la seva música, podríem escoltar també una altra de les peces que s'hi trobaven incloses. Going Back to California, per exemple, també amb la companyia de Joy Bonner.
I'm standing in the sky room, see you playing down below, waving my arm to you, babe, though I cannot see your face. Tears welling in my eyes, you're on your way back home. Going back to California, with you I wish I did go. Going back to California, with you I wish I did go. Going back to California, where it still rains or snows. Not more than an hour ago, we were side to side. In a span of a day, you know I'll be many, many miles behind. You're on your big jet plane, and on your way back home. Going back to California, with you I wish I did go. Going back to California, with you I wish I did go. Going back to California, where it seldom rains or snows. Going back to California, with you I wish I did go. Going back to California, where it seldom rains or snows. Where it seldom rains or snows. Where it seldom rains or snows.
És temps de country amb Rafel Corbí.
Ride all the lonely night, right through the day. Keep the herd like a rose. Laura was a pretty girl, God Almighty knows. Weep all ye little rains, wail, winds wail, all along the Colorado Trail. Right through the stormy night, dark is the sky. Wish I'd stayed in Abilene, nice and warm and dry. Weep all ye little rains, wail, winds wail, all along the Colorado Trail. All along the Colorado.
Seguim amb la nostra dedicatòria a través del temps de country, les cançons del western, i en aquest cas ens perdem a través d'un recopilatori publicat per Warner Western el 1992. El primer d'ells va ser un narrabifalla del western en aquell moment, a principis dels 90, amb gent com per exemple Don Edwards. D'aquí escoltarem alguna cançó de les que pertanyia a l'àlbum editat aleshores. Aquest Diamond Joe ens acompanyava a càrrec de l'intèrpret nascut el 1939 a Punton, a New Jersey, cantant cowboy i guitarrista, especialista en la música anomenada d'aquesta manera, el western. The Colorado Trail hem escoltat Diamond Joe i Down by the Brazos. Seran dues cançons més que Don Edwards ens portarà amb el nostre programa.
Diamond Joe was a rich old jay, had lots of cowboys in his pay, rode the range with his cowboy band. Many a maverick got his brand. Well, I hired on, offered Joe him a hand. Got a string of horses so old they couldn't stand, like they died from hunger. He mistreated us so, never earned a dollar off a Diamond Joe. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Ki-yippee-yi, yippee-ki-yi-ho. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Ki-yippee-yi, yippee-ki-yi-ho. Just a cowboy, ain't got no home, got no folks, so I'm bound to roam. I work for the elves or the old bar old, won't burn no brand for Diamond Joe. Well, if I was rich like Diamond Joe, I'd work today, I'd work no more. He works me hard and pays so slow. Don't give a damn if I work or no. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Roll on, boys, roll, don't you roll so slow. Ki-yippee-yi, yippee-ki-yi-ho. Yippee-ki-yi-yi, yippee-ki-yi-ho. White Pecos, we forded the Nueces, we swum the Guadalupe, we followed the Brazos, Red River runs rusty, the Wichita clear, but it was down by the Brazos I courted my dear. The fair Angelina runs glossy and gliding, the crooked Colorado runs weaving and winding, the slow San Antonio courses the plain, but I never will walk by the Brazos again. Li, give me your hand. Li, give me your hand. Li, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. She kissed me, she hugged me, she called me her dandy. The Trinity is muddy, the Brazos quicksandy. She kissed me, she hugged me, she called me her own. But down by the Brazos, she left me alone. The girls of Little River, they're sweet and they're pretty. The Sabine and the Sober have many a beauty. By the banks of Nacogdoches, there's girls by the score. But down by the Brazos, I'll wander no more. Li, give me your hand. Li, give me your hand. Li, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land.
Magnífica la música de Don Edwards, aquestes tres cançons que ens portava. Els següents protagonistes també és una família, en aquest cas de la música, d'una banda de cowboy songs del món del western, imaginari col·lectiu excepcional amb la seva música en western, però també molt de western swing amb el seu moment. Sons of the San Joaquin van col·laborar amb aquest western sampler del 1992 amb Timbertail, amb The Voices Hanging Out a Rainbow i també amb Blue Prey.
All the mountain high, down the canyon wide, let me rove and ride through timber. When the day is through, by the campfire's gleam, let me lie and dream of timber. Tall timbers calling timber, and the echoes ring, for all nature sings a song along the timber trail. Blue shadows falling down the canyon's veil, and the whispering pines entwine along the timber trail. High in the sky above, the love song of the trees will blend and win its way out on the breeze. Call timbers, calling timber, and the echoes ring, for all nature sings a song along the timber trail. High in the sky above, the love song of the trees will blend and win its way out on the breeze. Call timbers, calling timber, and the echoes ring, for all nature sings a song along the timber trail. The timber trail. Timber, 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 timber. Hi-ho, why should I be grieving? Stormy clouds are leaving, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. grass is greener, air is cool and cleaner, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. Many days I've rode the rolling ranges, feeling every heartbeat of the west. Sun and wind and rain and many changes, but that's because the boss knows what is best. Hi-ho, why should I be grieving? Stormy clouds are leaving, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. Hi-ho, now the grass is greener, air is cool and cleaner, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. I saw him throw his lariat, a braided lightning strand. I saw him catch those angry clouds and burn them with his brand. Hi-ho, now the sun is blazing, hungry cattle grazing, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. I saw him throw his lariat, a braided lightning strand. I saw him catch those angry clouds and burn them with his brand. Hi-ho, now the sun is blazing, hungry cattle grazing, the boss is hanging out a rainbow. The boss is hanging out a rainbow. Blue prairie, blue echoes ring, blue as I sing of a longing. Seem to say that nothing's right, everything is feeling blue. Here in my very soul I feel it too. Far in the distant hills I hear a cry. There's a silent hush, but no reply. Won't you tell me true? Why have they spread this gloomy blanket of blue over you? Blue prairie, blue are the skies, blue are the sighs of a night wind falling. Blue prairie, blue are the hills, blue are the trills of a night bird calling. Every beating heart beats a rhythm that is blue, and the moon has cast a blue reflection in the dew. So the wind, while on its way, seems to cry and sigh and say, blue, blue prairie, blue echoes ring, blue as I sing of a longing, blue as you. Every beating heart beats a rhythm that is blue, and the moon has cast a blue reflection in the dew. So the wind, while on its way, seems to cry and sigh and say, blue. Ring, blue, as I sing of a longing, blue as you.
Fabulosa la seva música, a mi realment em varen captivar amb el seu moment. Bàsicament tots aquests artistes. També podem escoltar una cançó que ens porta ni més ni menys que Waddy Middlehall. És un d'aquells artistes també que al llarg dels anys ens ha conduït a la seva música i les seves cançons. Escoltarem també de la seva discografia 3 cançons, en aquest cas The Riders, Thanksgiving Day Argument i When They've Finished Shitting Cuddles. És una In the Fall, és també una de les seves fantàstiques cançons.
He claimed he rode the bad ones plumb from Canada on south. He'd rode them in the wet, he'd rode them in the drought. He rode them where the Bronx was small and where the Bronx was big. He had a lot of purties made of silver on his rig. He said he never rode before for such a little spread, but well, if we had some broncs to bust, he'd snap a few, he said. Well, the boss, he kind of blinks his eyes and toes a piece of ground. Of course, he said, us punchers here ain't never been around, but, well, if your pride could stand to ride amongst a bunch of hicks, I'll hire you on. Maybe you could learn us all some tricks. The stranger's name was Buck LaRue. He wore a fancy boot. And from all his talk, you'd think he learned the hoot owl how to hoot. But Joe, the old top beater, always kind of held his jaw. He just rode them as they come, never raised no big hurrah. He cut LaRue some 4-year-olds and watched them snap them out. This buck could fork a bronc, he said, of that there's little doubt. But when they talked to riding in the evenings after chow, it was Buck LaRue that never failed to tell the others how. He'd say, you made a middling ride upon that great a day, but Joe, I've rode 'em awful tough out Arizona way. Why, I forked 'em in Wyoming and the South Dakota hills where you gotta set 'em salty or they'll jolt you to the gills. But Joe just went on riding, never putting on a show. His spurs was never bloody, and you never heard him blow. Then came the day when Buck LaRue got spilt upon the ground. I guess this roan colt hadn't heard how Buck had been around. Damned his soul, said Buck, and you could see it hurt his pride. This 2-bit ranch can't raise a horse that Buck LaRue can't ride. So Buck screwed down on him once again. The roan unraveled quick, and where he throwed old Buck this time, the dust was pretty thick. The third time that he throwed him, Buck's tongue forgot to wag. Joe steps up kind of quiet and says, let me try that little nag. Chances are he'll throw me, for as Buck has often said, I'm just a local rider from a little 2-bit spread. Well, Joe swung into the saddle, raked that roan both fore and aft. The roan done plenty bucking, but Joe just sat and laughed. I'm just a poor old country boy raised weak on country chuck. I ain't never seen an elephant, nor spun the world like Buck. Come on, old horse, show me how you lay 'em on the ground first. Buck has often told ya I ain't never been around. Well, that roan horse bucked the darndest that a country bronco could, and Joe just sat there smiling, sitting deep down in the wood. Once he done a lick of sperm just to give the boys a show. Buck stood there watching with his head held kinda low. Well, Joe wrung him dry a bucking like a ringer wrings a shirt. Then he stepped down from the saddle, feeling plenty fresh and pert. He says to Buck, you take him. And he give his hat a whirl. Oh, in case he's still too tough for you, just give him to your girl. Now there's a moral to this story, as most of you have guessed, and it's known by most cowpunchers most everywheres out west. For most of us have noticed, and well, it's generally the case. toughest broncs a big mouth rides has been some other place. Now about this here Thanksgiving, there's two opposing views. One help old Pop McIntyre and one help a Smoky Hughes, and how these two old cowpokes can debate the pros and cons produces in the bunkhouse many verbal marathons. I've always worked, said Smoky, for whatever I've had since first I wrangled horses as a rusty-knuckled lad. I broke my share of bronco and I punched a heap of cow. And I've earned my own dang blessings from the sweat of my own brow, and why I should be thankful for what I duly earn's just a lot of bosh and bunkum boys that I ain't never learned. My friend, says Pop sarcastic, you said your little piece and proved you got a limber tongue that's well supplied with grease. Now, you're noted as a peeler who is seldom ever throwed. To what good luck or blessing is your skill at riding owed? There ain't no good luck to it, Pop, said Smoky. I'm a man who ain't obliged to nothing when I do the best I can. For when I earn my wages snapping out a bunch of colts, it's me, myself, in person who's taking all them jolts. That's why I say Thanksgiving Day is mostly just a fake to give some folks a good excuse for a turkey bellyache. Pop McIntyre, he sucks his pipe a thoughtful draw or two, then says, well, Smoky, I'll admit that your buckaroo sets a steady saddle and ain't stingy with his sweat. But maybe there's a thing or two you stubbornly forget. Now, you mention riding broncos, and I'll admit you ride 'em good and set up in the saddle like a salty peeler should. But for this, you take all the credit, and you claim you owe no thanks for them buckarooster blessings of the muscles in your shanks. At least you could be thankful, said Pop with a concluding drawl, that the good Lord split you up the middle, or you couldn't ride at all. Though you're not exactly blue, yet you don't feel like you do in the winter or on the long hot summer days. For your feelings and the weather seem to sort of go together. You're quiet in a dreamy autumn haze. When the last big steer is goaded up that chute and safely loaded and the summer crew has ceased to hit the ball, well, then a feller starts to drag into the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall. There's only 2 men left standing on the job for winter branding. Your partner, he's loafing at your side in a brand new saddle creaking. But you never hear him speaking, and you feel it's going to be a quiet ride. But you savvy one another. You know him like a brother. He's friendly, he's just quiet, that is all. For he's thinking as he's dragging to the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall. And the saddle horses stringing at an easy walk, swinging in behind that old chuck wagon moving slow. They're weary, gaunt, and jaded. For the mud and sage they've waited, and they settled down to business long ago. Not a horse is feeling sporty, not a horse is acting snorty. In the spring, them brutes was full of buck and ball. But now they're gentle as they're dragging to the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall. And the cook, he leads the retreat, perched up high on his wagon seat with his old hat pulled down furred on his head. Used to make the old team hustle. Now he doesn't move a muscle, feller. Might imagine he's dead, except his old cob pipe is smoking. As he lets that team go poking, hitting every hump and holler in the road. No, the cook ain't been drinking, he's just sitting there and thinking. If about the places and the people that he's knowed. And you watch the dust a-trailing, two little clouds a-sailing in a big mirage like lakes and timber tall. And it's lonesome when you're dragging to the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall. Well, you build your camp that night, you got your fire burning bright, yet nobody seems to have a lot to say. In the spring you sung and hollered, now you get your supper swallowed and you crawl into your blankets right away. And you watch the stars a-shining up there in that soft blue lining. Sniff that frosty night air clear and cool. Hear the night horse shifting and your memory starts to drifting back to that little village where you went to school, with its narrow graveled streets and all them kids you used to meet. That common where you used to play baseball. Now you're far away and dragging to the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall. And your schoolboy sweetheart too. She had these eyes of honest blue. She was the best performer in the hometown talent show. Yeah, you was only just a kid, but you liked her. Sure you did. Lord, that was over 30 years ago. Your memory starts to roam from old Mexico to Nome, from the Rio Grande to the Powder River, of all the things you've seen and done. Some of them was lots of fun. A lot of other things, they make you shiver. Like the kid named Reed, got killed in that stampede. It was way up north. You helped him dig his grave. And your good friend Jim, the boss, hung up on his horse and the boys couldn't reach in time to save. He was there when Ed got his, and the boy that killed him still in prison. Lucky George, he's rich now, living high. Poor old Tom got off the worst. Got his leg broke and died of thirst. Lord, must have been a horrible way to die. The winters at the ranches, them old-time country dances, everybody there was sociable and gay. Used to lead 'em down the middle just a prancing to the fiddle. Never thought of going home till break of day. No, there ain't much chance of sleeping when them memories come to creeping. Sometimes you think you hear the voices call when a feller starts to drag into the home ranch with the wagon when they finish shipping cattle in the fall.
Estàs escoltant el Club del Country amb Rafel Corbí.
It's the talk of the town, it's a bird on a wire. There's no rain about. We're doing this and we're doing that, helping our farmers out. But what about a good old ritual that's been round since time knows when? So grab your old felt hat, a feather and a map, and find your dancing ground. You could have that special move, or you could be the one that puts the dust back in its place, all the covers of the sun. Oh, you could have there's no letting up. So find your dancing ground. It could be on the back of the ute or in the main street in your hometown. Or it could be on top of Stones Hill with a couple under your belt. Or an old green swag or a dry damn day. Just you or with someone else. You could have that special move, or you could be the one that puts the dust back in its place, or that covers up the sun. Oh, you could have that move inside. So loosen up your pants. Oh, don't hold back. Let's rain dance. Let's dance at the moon, let's dance at the stars, from Booyah to Broken Hill. Shake and go from way down low, tip the moon upside down as well. Pull the clouds from east and west, or pull them from the north and south. Yeah, you the foggies croak as they dance and soak. Let's fill those rain tanks up. You could have that special move, oh, you could be the one that puts the dust back in its place, so that covers up the sun. Oh, you could have that move inside, so loosen up your pants. Oh, don't hold back, let's rain dance.
Una cançó d'esperança a càrrec d'una de les meves artistes predilectes des d'Austràlia, la magnífica, la impressionant Sarah Storer, que ens acompanya amb el seu 7è àlbum d'estudi, publicat el 12 d'abril de 2019, amb aquest senzill Rain Dance, una cançó d'esperança, una cançó que envia un missatge a través de la música, del ball i de les cançons, ajuntar-nos tots per buscar aquesta teràpia que de moltes vegades ens cal en el moment de la música. 7è àlbum, com dèiem, per ABC Music, d'una de les millors artistes que ha donat aquell país, nascuda el 6 d'octubre del 73 a Women, a l'estat de Victòria, i que va triomfar amb àlbums com aquell Chasing Buffalo de debut el 2000, però que també n'ha publicat de magnífics, el Silver Skies o el Beautiful Circle, entre d'altres, i que el darrer que havia publicat feia 3 anys enrere, anomenat Silos. De la Sarah Storer també escoltarem, si us sembla, una col·laboració amb aquest àlbum amb Colin Hay. Es diu Next Year People.
You can't live without hope that things will change for the better. You can't live without the dream of someone reading your letter. We've had dust storms before and spit out the dirt. We've had droughts before, but none quite like this. We've had winds that cut up your face all to pieces, black blizzards that stripped all the paint off your car. Fires like twisters, no sisters of mercy. They come with no warning, only that sound. God is roaring drunk and out on the town. Next year everything will come good. The rains they will fall and we'll dance on the hood. We'll fill up our bellies with plentiful food. We'll eat, drink and be merry. Yeah, next year people wait and see. Where next year people, you and me.
Henry got hit by lightning twice in the head. He stood and walked away, we thought he was dead. Now he talks funny, says he's wired to the sky. He walks for miles and miles and no one knows why. The bankmen, they came and wrote things down on paper. We all went outside and just stood around. We were glad when they left. They brought nothing but heartache, and the seed we had planted had stayed in the ground. Next year everything will come good. The rains, they will fall and we'll dance on the wood. We'll fill up our bellies with plentiful food. We'll eat, drink and be merry. Yeah, next year people wait and see. Where next year people, you and me. Dry endless plains and we've suffered the worst. Are we being punished or are we just cursed? It's almost 10 years and no drop of rain. Only mocking blue skies bringing more of the same. Our mother was crying when she sent us to stay with strangers in a town, and we both ran away back to the dust and see Henry again. We're creatures of habit, don't you know? And one day we'll reap what we sow. Next year everything will come good. The rains, they will fall and we'll dance on the wood. We'll fill up our bellies with plentiful food. We'll eat, drink and be merry. Yeah, next year people wait and see. Where next year people, you and me. Yeah, next year people wait and see. Where next year people, you and me.
Amb aquesta cançó arribem fins al punt i final de la nostra cançó per aquesta setmana, la música de Sarah Storer, una excel·lent intèrpreta que ens ha acompanyat amb aquestes cançons fabuloses del seu darrer disc. Només uns instants per acabar d'escoltar una cançó que es diu Jacob Chain, mentre arribem al final del nostre programa. Salutacions ben cordials a càrrec de Rafel Corbí. Serà fins la propera. Sarah Storer ens ha acompanyat amb el Rain Dance.
Her brave man a hero carries. She holds him, she rocks him to sleep. Oh, amazing grace let her down. She once was lost, now she's found. Thundery waters rush round. My mother, my father, no sound. And please don't cry for me. No struggle, just warm under gentle seas. And sway my soul to pearl. Cradle me tight inside your shell. Oh, amazing grace let me down. I once was lost, now I'm found. And thundery waters rush round. My mother, my father, no sound.